Have you ever wondered why some women stay in a man's mind long after they're gone? It's not about looks, money, or the words they say. It's deeper. It's in the way she makes him feel truly seen, truly understood, respected, and valued. It's the quiet confidence, the unwavering authenticity, the kindness that leaves an emotional mark. Some women pass through life unnoticed, but the ones who do this, men never forget them. And tonight, I'm going to reveal exactly what those unforgettable women do so you can step into that power yourself. When we talk about being seen, we're not just talking about noticing someone's appearance or hearing the words they say. Being truly seen is a deeper, more profound experience. It is about feeling recognized in your entirety, in every layer of who you are. A woman who can make a man feel truly seen does not simply nod along or give surface level attention. She engages with him in a way that touches the core of his identity. She notices the little things that most people miss. The way his eyes shift when he's passionate about something, the subtle changes in his tone when he's hiding a worry, the silent cues that reveal the depths of his feelings. She understands that men, like anyone else, crave acknowledgement for who they are beyond the surface, beyond the achievements, beyond the roles they play in life. When a woman listens to a man with this level of awareness, she is not only hearing his words, she is absorbing the context, the emotion behind them, the unspoken truths that reveal his inner world. She asks questions not out of obligation, but out of genuine curiosity, wanting to understand not just his story, but the essence of the person telling it. In these moments, a man feels a rare kind of validation, the recognition that someone sees him fully, that someone is willing to step beyond assumptions and stereotypes to truly engage with his reality. This is not a casual skill. It is an art form, one that requires empathy, patience, and a keen sense of emotional intelligence. The impact of this kind of attention is enormous because men, like women, carry burdens and layers of complexity that often go unnoticed. In society, men are frequently conditioned to hide vulnerability, to present strength even when they feel fragile, and to conform to expectations that limit the expression of their true selves. A woman who can pierce through that facade, who can meet a man in the quiet spaces behind the bravado and the mask, creates a sense of relief and safety that is profoundly memorable. She becomes a sanctuary, a rare presence in his life where he can drop pretense and simply exist without judgment. And it is this capacity to be fully present with a man, not trying to fix him, not trying to change him, but witnessing him with clarity and acceptance, that engraves her into his memory. The truth is, most men encounter people who hear them but do not listen, who respond without considering, who engage superficially without grasping the depths of their experience. When a woman breaks that pattern, it is impossible for him to forget her, because she has given him an experience that few others have, a mirror in which he sees himself acknowledged and understood. Understanding a man in this way goes beyond just emotional validation. It influences how he perceives himself, his confidence, and his willingness to be open in the world. When a man feels truly seen, he feels that his emotions, his thoughts, and even his fears have significance. He feels that his presence matters, that he is not invisible in the eyes of someone who chooses to pay attention. And this is transformative. A woman who can achieve this does so not through manipulation or flattery, but through authenticity. She listens with intention, responds with insight, and engages with a sincerity that is rare in a world where many interactions are transactional or distracted. The memory of this kind of connection lingers because it is tied to fundamental human needs: the need for recognition, the need for understanding, the need to matter. There is also a subtlety in how a woman makes a man feel seen. It is not loud or overt. It is not about grand gestures or dramatic proclamations. It is in the nuances, the way she remembers the things he once mentioned in passing, The way she notices the effort behind his actions, the way she acknowledges his struggles without judgment, and the way she celebrates his victories with genuine joy. Each of these small acts compounds into a profound sense of being valued, of being known, and that sense is unforgettable. Men remember women who give them this rare gift of attention because it touches something primal, the reassurance that they are more than just a collection of achievements, appearances, or roles. They are human beings with depths worth exploring and respecting. This recognition creates a bond that is emotional, psychological, and sometimes even spiritual in nature. Moreover, when a woman makes a man feel truly seen, she also demonstrates emotional intelligence and discernment. She is able to read the unspoken language of his feelings and respond in a way that is empathetic yet grounded. She does not dismiss his concerns or trivialize his experiences, she honors them. And in honoring them, she creates a safe space where he can be vulnerable without fear. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is an expression of trust and authenticity. A man who experiences this will carry it with him, consciously or unconsciously, because it stands in stark contrast to the usual encounters he has in the world. The memory of being understood, of having someone truly witness his inner life, becomes a benchmark against which all other interactions are measured. This effect is amplified when the woman maintains her own authenticity and integrity. She does not simply nod along to please or to gain favor. She engages with honesty and clarity. She is not afraid to express her own thoughts and feelings, even as she seeks to understand his. The interplay of mutual authenticity and attentive presence is what creates a lasting impression. It is in the balance of giving attention while remaining true to oneself that a woman leaves an indelible mark. Men never forget this because it is rare, because it is valuable, because it touches a fundamental aspect of human connection that is often overlooked in daily life. The memory of being truly seen is emotional, visceral, and enduring. It is encoded not just in thought, but in feeling, in the body's recognition of safety, in the mind's acknowledgement of significance, and in the heart's sense of being held in a moment of sincere human connection. Men carry this with them through experiences, through relationships, through the passage of time, because it becomes part of their narrative about trust, intimacy, and what it means to be known. A woman who can accomplish this does so not by striving to impress, not by trying to conform to expectations, but by being fully present, fully attentive, and fully authentic. She creates an experience that lingers in memory, one that surfaces in moments of reflection, longing, or even quiet thought, because it has touched something essential, something timeless. In the end, making a man feel truly seen is about more than empathy. It is about creating a bridge between two souls in a way that honors their humanity, their uniqueness, and their value. It is a rare skill, a subtle art, and an unforgettable gift. Men do not forget women who do this because they have given them a rare and precious experience, the feeling that they are understood, accepted, and acknowledged in their deepest essence. When a woman can offer this without conditions, without performance, without expectation, she imprints herself into the mind and heart of a man in a way that endures, in a way that resonates long after the moment has passed, in a way that transforms ordinary interaction into something extraordinary, something meaningful, something unforgettable. Respecting oneself is one of the most magnetic qualities a woman can possess. It is a signal, an unspoken language, that communicates to the world who she is and what she will accept. A man never forgets a woman who respects herself because it leaves an unmistakable impression. She values her own worth and expects others to honor it as well. Self-respect is not arrogance or ego, it is clarity, it is dignity. It is the awareness that one's time, energy, and emotional investment are precious and not to be squandered. A woman who respects herself does not tolerate being diminished, disrespected, or treated as an option. She knows her value, and she carries herself accordingly. This is instantly recognizable to anyone who interacts with her because it is conveyed not only in words but in posture, tone, decisions, and the way she interacts with others. It is in the firmness of her no, when necessary, in the calm confidence of her presence, and in the way she does not compromise her principles to fit someone else's expectations. Men are wired to recognize this because it represents authenticity, strength, and an unshakable sense of self. Setting clear boundaries is the natural extension of self-respect. Boundaries are not walls to keep others out. They are signposts that define what is acceptable and what is not, what nourishes and what drains. A woman who sets boundaries communicates clearly about what she will tolerate in terms of behavior, treatment, and emotional energy. She does this with a firm yet graceful approach. Never confrontational for the sake of confrontation, but firm because she knows her worth. Men are profoundly affected by this because boundaries are a mirror of self-awareness. They reveal that a woman is not lost in the need for approval or validation from others. Instead, she governs her life according to her own values and principles. When a man sees this, he recognizes that she is someone who commands respect not by demanding it, but by embodying it. This is a powerful imprint on a man's mind because it contrasts sharply with experiences he may have had with people who are indecisive, pliable, or unsure of their own worth. A woman with boundaries creates a magnetic tension, a sense of intrigue, admiration, and respect that leaves a lasting impression because it signals strength, self-possession, and emotional intelligence. Respecting herself also means that she does not sacrifice her identity for the sake of anyone else. She pursues her passions, maintains her independence, and prioritizes her growth and well-being. She understands that a fulfilling life is not contingent on being defined by a relationship, and that her sense of self is whole and complete on its own. Men remember women like this because they embody a kind of freedom and completeness that is both rare and inspiring. She does not cling, she does not manipulate, and she does not diminish herself to accommodate the insecurities or expectations of others. Instead, she creates a dynamic where respect flows naturally because it is earned through her consistent demonstration of integrity, consistency, and self-awareness. Boundaries also create clarity and safety in relationships. When a woman communicates what is acceptable, a man understands exactly how to engage with her. He does not have to guess, he does not have to test limits, and he does not have to question whether she will tolerate disrespect. This clarity fosters trust, admiration, and appreciation. Men do not forget women who provide this clarity because it simplifies the complex world of human interaction while simultaneously elevating the emotional stakes. It is a combination of strength and grace that is rare, and the memory of interacting with such a woman leaves an enduring imprint because it is both challenging and rewarding to engage with someone who knows their worth. Importantly, a woman who respects herself and sets boundaries does not do so rigidly or coldly. She balances firmness with empathy, strength with kindness, and clarity with warmth. Her boundaries are not walls, they are frameworks that allow for genuine connection without sacrificing self-respect. Men remember this balance because it is an art. They feel both challenged and cherished, held accountable yet understood. They remember the way she spoke up for herself, the way she walked through life without compromise, and the way she invited them into a space of mutual respect and appreciation rather than control or dependency. This kind of presence is unforgettable because it leaves men with a new standard of respect and integrity to measure against. They recognize that not every woman has the courage or clarity to hold herself with such dignity, and the experience resonates on a deep psychological level. It is not just about admiration, it is about being reminded that relationships can exist without disrespect, manipulation, or imbalance. Men carry the memory of such a woman because she has altered the way they perceive connection intimacy, and partnership. A woman who respects herself and sets clear boundaries also inspires men to respect themselves. By modeling self-respect, she implicitly teaches that integrity, honesty, and clarity are fundamental to meaningful relationships. She shows that respect is not demanded, it is demonstrated, and that it begins within. Men remember this because it challenges them, elevates them, and leaves them thinking long after the encounter has ended. It is a subtle power, a quiet authority, a magnetic energy that is impossible to overlook. Finally, men never forget women who respect themselves because such women are consistent, reliable, and principled. Their actions align with their words, their choices reflect their values, and their boundaries are maintained with grace and confidence. They do not bend under pressure, they do not waver under scrutiny, and they do not compromise their identity for convenience. This unwavering presence leaves a lasting impression because it signals stability, trustworthiness, and authenticity, all qualities that resonate deeply and are remembered indefinitely. Confidence is magnetic. It draws attention without demanding it. It commands respect without raising a voice. But there's a very fine line between confidence and arrogance, and the women men never forget are the ones who walk that line perfectly. A woman who radiates confidence without arrogance does not feel the need to prove herself to anyone. She is grounded in her own worth, aware of her strengths, and accepting of her limitations, and she carries this awareness with quiet assurance. Confidence is not loud, it does not boast, it does not seek validation. Instead, it is a presence, a calm, undeniable energy that influences the way people perceive her. Men notice this immediately, often before they even consciously register it. They recognize it in her posture, in the ease of her movements, in the certainty of her decisions, and in the way she interacts with the world without fear of judgment. Arrogance, on the other hand, is performative. It seeks recognition, demands admiration, and often alienates those who encounter it. The difference is subtle, but it is unforgettable. A woman who embodies true confidence invites connection and inspires respect. A woman who embodies arrogance creates distance and defensiveness. Men remember the difference because it resonates with a deeper understanding of strength, strength that is secure enough not to need constant validation. True confidence is rooted in self-awareness. A woman who radiates this quality has an intimate understanding of who she is, what she wants, and what she will accept. She is not swayed by criticism that does not serve her growth, nor is she intimidated by challenges that test her limits. She understands her worth and approaches life with a calm assurance that is rarely taught, but always recognized. Men notice this because it is rare in its authenticity. It is easy to mimic confidence through words or appearances, but genuine confidence is reflected in actions, choices, and consistent behavior. It is evident in how she holds herself in conversations, how she treats others, and how she navigates adversity. A man will remember a woman like this because her energy is steady, reliable, and inspiring. She does not inflate herself to impress others. She simply exists fully in her power, and that presence leaves a lasting imprint. Another crucial aspect of this type of confidence is humility. Confidence without humility can easily become arrogance, but the woman who is memorable knows the value of balance. She acknowledges her accomplishments without diminishing the contributions of others. She speaks with authority without shutting down conversation or debate. She carries knowledge without condescension, skill without showing off, and ambition without crushing those around her. This balance is rare, and it is precisely what makes her unforgettable. Men remember her because she elevates those around her without threatening them, inspires admiration without invoking resentment, and projects power without creating fear. Her confidence becomes a mirror in which others can recognize their own potential, their own strengths, and their own capacity for growth. Confidence is also reflected in how she handles challenges. She does not panic under pressure, nor does she crumble when faced with uncertainty. Instead, she meets obstacles with composure, grace, and determination. Men are drawn to this because it signals reliability and strength of character. A woman who can navigate difficulty with calm assurance reassures those around her that she is a stabilizing force, someone capable of leading, supporting, and inspiring even in chaos. This kind of confidence is not superficial, it is forged through experience, reflection, and consistent practice. It is visible in the way she communicates, the way she makes decisions, and the way she maintains her integrity, even when circumstances are trying. Importantly, a woman who radiates confidence without arrogance also listens and engages with respect. She does not dominate conversations or dismiss the opinions of others. She is secure enough to value other perspectives and to integrate them into her understanding. This creates an energy of mutual respect and admiration. Men remember this because it is disarming and rare. Most interactions involve some display of ego, competition, or insecurity. The woman who can hold her own with confidence, yet remain approachable and considerate, leaves a deep impression. She signals strength without threat, capability without condescension, and independence without isolation. Her confidence also translates into authenticity. She is not trying to fit someone else's mold or meet external expectations. She is fully herself. Men are perceptive to authenticity because it resonates with their own desire for genuine connection. They remember women who exude this kind of confidence because it inspires trust and admiration. It is not performative. It is an energy that emanates from a woman's core, influencing the way people respond to her, the way they interact with her, and the way they feel in her presence. Men do not forget this energy because it is rare and impactful. It creates a sense of awe, respect, and intrigue that lingers long after the encounter. Finally, confidence without arrogance is inseparable from courage. It takes courage to be unapologetically oneself, to speak truthfully, to take risks, and to maintain dignity in the face of criticism or misunderstanding. Men never forget women who demonstrate this courage because it is inspiring and empowering. Her presence serves as a reminder that strength and grace can coexist, that power can be wielded without domination, and that a woman can command attention and respect through the quiet force of herself, assurance alone. This is the type of woman who leaves an indelible mark on memory, because confidence, when combined with humility, authenticity, and courage, becomes unforgettable. Kindness is a force more powerful than most people realize. It is subtle, quiet, and often invisible to the casual observer, yet it imprints itself deeply on the hearts and minds of those who experience it. A woman who leaves a lasting emotional impact through kindness does so because she approaches every interaction with a genuine desire to uplift, support, and honor the humanity of the person before her. She does not act out of obligation, strategy, or expectation of reward. Her kindness is authentic, uncalculated, and sincere. This is what makes it unforgettable. Men, like anyone else, encounter people who are polite or courteous, but they rarely meet someone whose kindness feels unselfish and intentional. When a woman exhibits this rare form of emotional generosity, it touches something deep within him. A recognition that she sees people for who they are, not what they can give, and that her heart is expansive enough to make others feel valued, safe, and appreciated. Authenticity is the companion to kindness. A woman's genuine nature amplifies the power of her actions because people sense when she is being real. She does not wear a mask to please others. She does not perform to manipulate perception, and she does not compromise her values to gain approval. Men notice this because authenticity is magnetic. It draws people in and fosters trust. When a woman combines authenticity with kindness, she creates an emotional resonance that lingers in memory long after the moment has passed. It is a subtle yet profound experience. The feeling of having been seen, respected, and uplifted in a way that feels rare, meaningful, and transformative. This impact is emotional, not transactional. It is not something that can be bought, earned, or faked. It is felt deeply because it comes from a place of genuine care and integrity. A woman who leaves a lasting emotional impact understands the importance of empathy. She can intuitively sense what another person needs, even when those needs are unspoken. She responds with compassion, patience, and understanding, creating a space where vulnerability is welcomed rather than judged. Men remember this because it is rare for someone to meet them in their full humanity without agenda or distraction. In her presence, he experiences a sense of emotional safety, a freedom to be himself without fear of criticism or ridicule. This emotional resonance is powerful because it creates memories that are tied not just to events, but to feelings. The feelings linger, and with them, the memory of the woman who elicited them. Her kindness is also expressed through consistent actions. It is evident in the small gestures, the attentiveness in a conversation, the thoughtfulness in a note or message, the patience when challenges arise, and the respect she shows in moments that others might overlook. These actions, repeated over time, accumulate into a profound impression. Men do not forget these patterns because they are markers of character. They reveal a woman's integrity, her emotional intelligence, and her commitment to living in alignment with her values. Authentic kindness signals depth, reliability, and a level of emotional sophistication that is memorable precisely because it is rare. Furthermore, a woman's emotional impact is magnified when she balances kindness with self-respect. She is generous without being a doormat, compassionate without being compromised, and giving without losing herself. Men remember this balance because it reflects a rare maturity, a combination of strength and gentleness that is difficult to ignore. Her kindness does not diminish her power. Rather, it enhances it. It communicates that she is secure enough in herself to lift others, to engage sincerely, and to foster meaningful connection without needing to control or manipulate the situation. Authenticity also creates trust and depth in the relationship. A man feels a sense of certainty and admiration when he encounters a woman whose words, actions, and intentions align consistently. He recognizes that she is not performing to impress, she is not masking insecurities, and she is not pretending to be someone she is not. This alignment between what she feels, what she expresses, and what she does is profoundly impactful because it reassures him that she is real, reliable, and genuine. Men rarely forget the emotional impact of such a presence because it contrasts sharply with the superficiality and pretension they often encounter. Finally, the lasting emotional impact comes from the way she makes others feel about themselves. In her presence, a man feels uplifted, respected, and inspired. He may feel seen in ways he never has before, valued in ways he did not expect, and understood in ways he longed for but rarely experienced. This imprint stays with him because it is tied to fundamental human needs: the need for recognition, the need for respect, and the need for connection. A woman who leaves this kind of impression does not have to speak loudly or make grand gestures. Her authenticity and kindness are enough to create a memory that endures. It is this rare combination of emotional intelligence, empathy, integrity, and genuine care that ensures she will not be forgotten because she touches something essential within a man that no superficial encounter can replicate.